Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Listen, it's Lady Victoria with Victoria School of Etiquette. Yes, where we offer a solution to all of your etiquette dilemmas. Well, I had a dilemma just a little while ago. I was on live a little bit ago, just doing a show on my cutlery placement and what your cutlery means when you place it in a certain position. And as I finished the video and began to rewatch it as I always do, it was a total flop. The sound was horrible. There was a lot of background noise going on, and I do not want to produce anything of that quality and share it with my viewers. So that video has been taken down. I will work on whatever the problem is. I always do a pre-test before I go live, especially when I'm in the studio, because oftentimes there are other things going on around me on the outside of my studio, and sometimes my mic picks up all of that information. So I do want to apologize. I've tagged some of you that I know that were on live, and I so apologize. That is not my creative flow. That is not how I typically do business. Hi, Lydia. So I just want to apologize and let everyone know that I've taken that video down. But hi, Bill. I will redo it once I get all this production stuff figured out on my end, because I think that it is good quality information and I'd like to share that with you. So for those of you that didn't get a chance to see it, I'll just give you a shot of the table. This is what I was displaying on earlier about how your cutlery speaks to you. And I was just giving a show when your cutlery is placed in certain positions, that it is sending a message to your servers and sending a message to your wait staff. And so this is what I demoed. This plate here, this setting here shows you, is telling that you enjoyed your meal, that everything was excellent and you enjoyed everything about it. And so this was the first setting. I moved over here to the second setting, which says that you are ready for a second plate. If you are in a dining establishment where perhaps you're dining buffet style, and oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you. Yes, the sound does seem great now. If you are in a public restaurant, public facility where you're dining buffet style and you want a second plate, typically we take our plate and we just set it to the side for the wait staff to come and remove it. But in this setting where you're going to be served a second plate and it's going to be pre-prepared for you, you're letting the staff know that you are ready for a second plate, and they will remove this one along with the cutlery and bring you a fresh plate and fresh cutlery. Okay, so this was my third setting over here where I said, now this position here of the knife and the fork, you're letting the staff know, the wait staff especially, that you are just taking a break. You're just taking a pause. Perhaps you got a business phone call and you need to go and take care of that. And even if you're gone for more than 2 or 3 minutes, your cutlery setup in this style lets them know that you're not done. So they will not take your plate, but they will leave it and you can come back and finish consuming your meal. Now, if I take this same setting, because these two are similar, but if I take this fork and slide it in between the tines, I'm sorry, if I take the knife and slide it in between the tines of the fork, this message is saying, I didn't enjoy my meal. Not at all. Not at all. So if you did not enjoy your meal, please do not consume all of your food. If you consume all of your food and then you leave this position, you're sending a mixed message, because your plate says that you enjoyed it because your plate is clean, but your cutlery says that I did not. So if you did not enjoy it, if it's not pleasing to your palate, then don't take another bite, but just reset your cutlery in this position. And your wait staff, he always has a staff that's working with him, especially when you're in a high-end restaurant, a high-end dining facility. The runner, the wait staff will notice it, and he will probably signal for the runner, and they will come and ask if there is something else that they can bring you. But this position says that I did not like it. This position here, similar to that one, except the fork is not, the knife is not inside the fork, says that I'm just taking a break. I'm taking a pause. I will be back. And let me, while I'm here in this position, let me add another tip too as well. We're going to move over here. This is a sidebar. You get, this is a bonus. This is a sidebar. So here you have your other fork. Your napkin would normally be in your lap, right? But if you're also getting up and you're leaving the table, you can take your napkin and just set it to the side. Okay, a lot of people say that you can take it and put it in the seat of the chair, and I'll tell you why I don't approve of that one. Because what sits there? If your napkin is not there, what is sitting there? Your behind is sitting there. So do you really want to take the same napkin that your behind is set on? Okay, you place it in a place where your behind was. Do you really want to take that and then use it and place it across your napkin again and then use that same napkin to wipe the corners of your mouth? So I don't recommend that. If you leave it, you can go and set it to the side, or you can just leave it on the back of your chair. If you set it on the back of your chair, that is also another signal and tip for wait staff to let them know that you are returning, that you are not done, but you are returning. So that's not cutlery, but you get that one for free since I was in that position. And then lastly, we came over here to this position. I love this position. This says that you are done. You are finished with your meal. Everything is complete. Whether you've finished everything on your plate or not, you don't always have to have a clean plate, but you're done with your dining. So in America, where we use American style dining, where we often use the crisscross method. Let me see if I can sit this here so that you can see. I don't think you will be able to though. You won't. You won't be able to see it if I put it there. But the crisscross method, we know that we dine with our knife, right, in our dominant hand, and our fork. We take our knife, I'm going to set it aside. We take our knife in our dominant hand. We take our fork. We set it down typically this way. We take our knife. We cut, oftentimes using a sawing method. When you are done cutting your steak, your chicken, whatever it is, you put your knife up here, but that blade doesn't go in that position. That blade always goes on the outside. This is so that you don't get cut or scrape. I'm sorry. Let's go to this position. This is so that your wait staff won't get cut and scraped, right? When they come have clean up and remove the things that are from your table. Hi, kids. So this is how we do it in America. 5:25. Imagine that your plate is a clock, and on the face of the clock, you're going to set your knife and your fork at the position 5:25. European style, they go straight down the middle. 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, straight up and down. That's how they do it. Neither method is incorrect. Both methods are incorrect. But I always tell clientele, be consistent. So during your meal, when you're dining, if you're dining American style, then when you're done, place the silverware American style. If you're dining European style, when you're done, place it at 6 o'clock instead of 5:25. The thing is to be consistent throughout the meal. You don't want to, again, you don't want to use, you can't hear me? See, nobody said that the first time either. Nobody said that they couldn't hear me. And I didn't know it until afterwards. Is that any better? Can you hear me better now? Give me like a 1 if you can hear me and a 2 if you can't, or a thumbs up if you can and a thumbs down if you cannot hear me now. I won't know unless you tell me until I do the replay at the end. Okay. Jan, can you hear me now? Okay, Shakita Spencer, thank you. Okay, thank you. So yes, as I was saying, neither method is incorrect, but you want to be consistent throughout your dining style. So again, if you're going American, then crisscross style, 5:25 at the end of the meal. If you're doing European, then they keep their cutlery in their hands the entire time that they are dining. So at the close of the meal, you want to close, thank you, Jan, you want to close in the same style that you started dining in. So however you open your meal, American style, you close your meal, American style. You open your meal European style, you close the meal European style. And another thing that I want to show, another napkin tip, when you are done dining, and you are completely finished, you've used your napkin to wipe the corners of your mouth. Hopefully that's all you've used it for. Ladies, we're not using it to remove our lipstick. Men, we aren't using it to straighten out and wipe our mustaches. You use it typically for the corners of your mouth and your fingertips. When you are done dining, you fold your napkin back, This one is already folded. You fold it back. You fold away the soil portions of your napkin, and then you leave it on the left side. This lets your this lets your wait staff know that you are completely done. And again, then they will come and remove everything from your place setting because you're done. And then that's when they would bring your dessert dish, whether it's a bowl, as it is here, or it might be like a plate, which I have over here. I moved my salad or dessert plates over to the buffet so that I would have room to demo the various signals and tips of cutlery. So we started at the end of the meal saying that the meal was excellent. Then we went over here to say that we were ready for a second portion in a buffet setting. We came over here to say that we were either taking a pause or that we were not pleased with our meal by having it in this setting, in this position. And then we closed our meal here, European, and then American style. 5:25, 6 o'clock straight up. So that was it in a nutshell. I do apologize sincerely for the faux pas in the beginning in the first video. The sound was awful. Wasn't just bad. The sound was awful. And there was a lot of background noise going on. So I apologize. So this is, again, a short version of the one that I did earlier. I hope that you all do like it. I hope that you find this information informative and something that you can use with you when you're out dining. And even if you're dining in someone else's home. But it always helps for the host, the hostess, and the dining staff for them to know what the tips and signals mean. It can be frustrating to the diner, to the patron, to the guest, if you're using these tips and no one knows what they mean. So, of course, when you're going off of fast food and things like that, they don't pay attention to that. But it is in the restaurants that are what we might call a 3-star, a 4-star, or a 5-star restaurant where they would know what these tips and signals mean, and they're actually appreciative of it because it helps to keep them from overworking. It actually helps to keep them from coming to your table to check, if your silverware is just sitting there for a long time, and perhaps they think that you're done dining. But you're not done, so you leave them a tip, you leave them a signal to let them know that you are dining. And again, when we refer to restaurants as 3, 4, and 5-star, that is something that we have adopted in our culture and others as well. But in America, when I say our culture, we have adopted that. Thanks, Lady Victoria. Oh, you're so welcome, Bill. You're always so generous. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jan. Great information as usual. Thank you. But we've adopted that information in our culture. But really, the ratings that are given by Michelin, yes, Michelin, the same company that produces tires, they're the ones that give restaurants their official rating. And they don't use stars at all. They use forks. 1 fork, 2 forks, 3 forks. The 3 forks is the highest honor that a dining establishment can get. It is the highest rating that they can get from Michelin. 1 star, you're passable. You're okay. You're worth looking into. 2 stars is commendable. 3 stars is excellent and above board. So that's the rating that Michelin uses, and it is used across the world, not just in the United States. It is used across the world. They are one of the organizations that is recognized and rated the best raters for restaurants. And when they're doing their ratings, they're not just looking at food. They're not just looking at what they're serving, but they are looking at everything that encompasses a meal. They're looking at the food that is served, how appropriate it is for the setting that it is. Of course, in a 5-star restaurant, you can't get breakfast at dinner time. Not in a 5-star restaurant. You get breakfast at breakfast, and at dinner, you get dinner. At lunch, you get lunch. So they're looking at all of those things. They're looking at the utensils that they're using. They're looking at the cleanliness of the establishment. They're looking at the various clientele that comes in. They're looking at even the pricing. They're looking at the decor. So they're rating everything about your dining experience. And that is what gets them the rating that they do. That is what gets them the rating that Michelin gives them. Hi, Darren. So I think that's Darren. So I would strongly suggest, and I tell clients this all the time, and I tell friends and family all the time, When you're dining at home and you're dining alone, make it an experience. Don't just sit down to eat if you're dining by yourself and you're just sitting there. But you know what? Set the table. Make it interesting for yourself. Make it somewhere where you want to be and enjoy and sit and have it be an experience. This table, I've also set it with candles. Now, the candles aren't lit for a reason. You only set candles out when you actually plan to use them. Here is for demonstration purposes only, okay? But when you sit down to dine and you have candles at the table, you should use them. You should dim the lights, turn them down, turn them completely off, light the candles. Even if it's just you, you're a person that should enjoy being with yourself. So always make your dining experience an experience. Again, even if you are at home dining alone. If you have young children, raise them up this way so that they always know that dining is an experience. It's not just sitting down and having food or having a meal, but it is what you make it. So if you make it pleasant each and every time, you will then begin to look forward to just dining with yourself. Turn on some music while you're dining. Turn on some background music, whatever your venue of music is, whatever it is that you like, turn it on and enjoy your music. If you are having, you're having a salad and you're having soup and you're having your main entree, enjoy it. Take your time to eat your food. Some of you might remember the video I did some time ago about 39 bites, 39 chews. That's how often you should chew your food. Every bite should be 39 chews. Now, there are going to be some that's going to be different because the food is different. You might not need 39 chews per bite for a salad. And for a steak, you might need 39. You might need 45. For chicken breast, you might need more than that. For toast, you don't need 39 chews on toast. For cheese, you don't need that many. So it depends upon the food itself, the density of it. All right, the crunchiness of it, all of those things matter. But make dining an experience. It should be something that you enjoy, whether you're dining alone, whether you're with family and friends, whether you're at an event, whatever it is, make it enjoyable. And I hope that you remember these tips and these signals. Practice them when you're at home because, my tagline, the manners that you practice at home are the ones that show up in public. So practice them at home so that you get a good feel for them so that when you are out, you'll know which ones to implement. And I can guarantee you that the wait staff notices when you do them, and all they do is catch your eye or you catch theirs, and they come on over and they respond appropriately to what your needs are. So this is Lady Victoria. I'm glad that I just decided to do the redo off the cuff, but I do apologize for that one. I've taken that one down, so that one is no longer available, but this one will be up. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel by the very same name, Victoria School of Etiquette, please head on over there, hit the subscribe button so that you will have access to all of our video material at your fingertips whenever you're thinking about what was it she was talking about? What was it that she said? What was the position of that silverware that she was talking about? You can access this video, and if it's on YouTube, I don't take those down. It will always be there. All of my information to contact me if you have questions that you'd like answered, whether it's relating to dining etiquette, because this isn't the only type of etiquette that I teach, but this is also our premier program. This is our premier program. This is the one that I get asked about the most, and this is the one that I often teach the most often. But we also have mentoring for young girls ages 12 to 19. We have a teen mentoring program called Mirror Mirror. So if you have daughters or nieces, if you have granddaughters that might be interested in learning how to make the transition from girlhood into young womanhood, we have a 12-week course that we teach about on that. Listen, just head on over to my website. All the information is here above the screen, above this video. Head on over to my website and look at the various courses and curriculum that we have to offer. And if you see something that you're interested in, hey, just fill out the form. If you're looking for something and you don't see it there, give me a call. Just give me a call. Lady Victoria, I'm looking for this and I don't see it on your website. Do you have it? More than likely, yes, we do have it. All of our courses and classes are customized to fit you and your etiquette need. The class itself, hey, Alberta Dorch, how are you? The classes, oh, I love you too, nephew. I love you too. Thanks, Felix. All of the courses and classes have a certain curriculum that we follow, but when we're in the process of teaching it, it is either streamlined or broadened to fit the capacity of your needs. So it's customized to you. Listen, I'm so glad that all of you all came in and that you are a part of this broadcast. Please like and share across your various social media platforms. And until the next time, I'm saying goodbye, but it's only for now. We'll chat again very soon. Bye for now.